Well, we had another frost. As you can see here, I was able to get everything inside. Ran to here with Academia Christi on October the 30th, the day before All Saints Day Eve, also known as Halloween. Got, even our 3 tomatoes here that we decided to try to overwinter. And it's crazy the difference between what's in here and what's on the outside. Any basil that is outside is now dead. This stuff is still okay, so that's great. So we are going to be cutting back and then transporting for overwintering in a different location. Some of these plants. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this yet, but these are going to be cut back and overwintered immediately. My oldest Gen 1 and Round 1 hydroponics. I might let this one is the other jalapeno. I might let that go for a little longer. I'm going to cut back this sweet basil from the nursery and see if that'll actually overwinter. The red basil's in the back there. You can see it's still hanging on. I think we'll probably just end up cutting that back as well. No need to keep that trying to hang on. Actually, we might, just because it still does have some growth on it that may turn into flowers, and then maybe we'll get some more seeds. I'll have to check on that. It's possible in the back there on that plate. It's possible that some of that those flower stalks have now dried to the point where I might be able to get some seeds out of it. I'll have to find out. Anyway, oh yeah, and in the back there you can see a giant batch of basically unripened peppers that I grabbed because I figured frost was coming. They were probably going to go bad if I let them go in the ground, so pulled them all. Pretty much everything except the smaller stuff, I kind of just let that go. I have more of them even up here that I kind of set in with the rest of them. So we actually have a bunch, probably 10 or so more to try for another the second pepper taste test. Unfortunately, nothing that's hotter than the habanero yet. Our ghost pepper is over here, still looking okay. The 2 peppers that were growing on it are still looking all right. That is it back there in the big black pot that looks bushy and then has like 2 branches coming off the top. I can see the peppers. Probably not turning yet, but whatever. That's not going to get cut back, of course. All those super hots back there, all my other habaneros, all the other 3 hotter than habaneros back there. I'm gonna try to let those go. Everything that I pointed out, there's not a whole lot that's really gonna get immediately overwintered, but I am trying to get as many of them out as possible. The doubled up, wherever they are, doubled up banana pepper and this is these 2 right here. Yeah, so the ones next. So actually, wait. Now I can't find the cayenne. It's back there, maybe. Well, wherever it is, eventually, the triple cayenne, this double jalapeno, this double California Wonder, this double banana pepper, that sweet basil, those 5 will be going immediately to get overwintered. Pretty much all the small bags I'm going to keep going for a bit. Some of them might not last, like that big Jim over there. Really not looking good, although it does have a couple fruits on it. Oh, is the... I still don't know where that triple cayenne is at. It's eluding me. Oh, it's right there. So that, and of course these 3 tomatoes are all going to get chopped back and then overwintered. I'm going to attempt, I should say, to overwinter them. I think this is just going to go hang out somewhere, maybe in the garage, or if I can swing it. If it remains until it gets really cold, I'm going to probably keep it somewhere in here. And of course, I can even cover it in here to keep it a little warmer. With this is those. This pot is where I have those. This is hard. English is hard. This pot is where I have those 3 different Mediterranean herbs, including 2 lavender, 1 marjoram and 1 marjoram and 1 sage, and then a marigold, which may or may not flower super late in the year. That might end up in the garage. See if I can actually get those herbs to go a little longer, including all these other herbs will probably end up in the garage. Those probably try to just keep those going. That poblano up there will be coming indoors. Should come indoors earlier than the rest and get repotted into something bigger. Try to get some early winter, or I should say probably mid to late winter poblanos from that. Same probably with this small fish pepper. The other fish pepper is right there and it's looking horrible. Might actually top that and see what happens with that. So those will both be kept. All 3 of those. Actually, also the Ring of Fire cayenne back there will also be kept, which is kind of already in overwinter status, but I think it just died. The 2 parsley will come in somewhere, probably the garage, to overwinter. I'm going to keep one, I might keep one out here on the porch, and it might be this, because I might end up pulling these basils, pulling the dill too, because that's done. Pulling everything except the parsley, and basically just letting that go in here. Maybe I'll let that go in here with the spearmint, and I can cover them up when it gets way too cold. See if the parsley will last on the porch here for next year. Not necessarily like this, because again, I think it'll overwinter. It's supposed to be a biannual, and next year, at the end of next year, it'll flower, it'll seed, and you can pull it, and it'll be like a parsnip, big root, rhizome thing you can eat. So, yeah, it's parsley flavored parsnip. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this banana pepper yet. I'll probably just end up overwintering it as well immediately, seeing what will happen, because it probably won't even last. The overwinter process probably not hardy enough for that as a leaf falls off as I shake it. So yeah, there is most of that. That older, or that round 2 hydroponics down there, that's the hot banana pepper. It's probably not going to be kept. I mean, it'll probably be overwintered immediately and then fail. These will probably be kept a little longer. These other round 2 poblanos in the Anaheim chili, because they're still looking nice. That ghost pepper needs to come in quick with the poblano because it's still early on in its life. That's the hydroponic ghost pepper. The other one's still in the hydroponics, looking better than that one actually, and it needs to come out of there. So that'll be happening. Anywho, that's about what's going on here. I think I covered pretty much everything generically. But yeah, gonna be cutting these guys back. Oh, here we have, as I mentioned, our in previous videos, cherry, large red cherry, Roma, and Brandywine red tomatoes. I didn't want to keep a third, but it might have been the bodacious beefsteak, but whatever. These will do. I don't know exactly. I think you can cut them back sort of like peppers. So I'm pretty much just going to cut it back to like here maybe, and keep parts of like maybe a couple. Well, here's maybe, I don't know if this is the main, if this is like a prong, 2-prong, like a pepper there, or if that is just a crazy sucker. I think it's the 2-prong. So maybe we keep it to there. Yeah. And then maybe we keep just that, actually. We'll just keep a Y and nothing else. If something else, maybe I keep pieces of these long runners at the bottom. And then, well, the Roma is pretty easy. Pretty much just keep what's left. It doesn't feel great, so it may or may not last. It'll be a good experiment, if nothing else. And the same with the Brandywine here. Actually, wow, I don't even know where the initial Y of this is. This is was broken. It's hard to tell. Might be fixed now. We'll know later, at least. Might have to keep it up to here-ish, somewhere maybe. Up here maybe, even keep this guy come off here. So we're going to lose all this big long thing it would have been pretty much as long, I think, as this thing, and then almost to come back the whole way back down into the pot. That's how long that thing is. Pretty nice grower. These three did well, obviously, which is why I'm keeping them. And last, just a quick shot for now. Got the stuff covered back there, peppers and tomatoes. Hoping some of the peppers in the front there, I can tell, got uncovered, but for the most part, it looks okay. We'll see after a couple days. It's supposed to warm up again a little bit, and we'll see how they fared after tomorrow. I think or tonight, I should say. I think it's gonna go to. Last night it was 31. Tonight it'll be 27-ish, I think, and then tomorrow night 24-ish. Or I have that, or it's 24 then 27. But either way, it's gonna be yeah, pretty chilly. So if this ground cover could somehow hold off the frost, 24-degree frost, that would be pretty amazing. We'll see what happens though. I don't think that'll work. So I think we may be done with the peppers and tomatoes, hence why I picked most of the larger peppers that were back there, even though they were unripe. Okay, so I can't even remember the last time I showed what's going on in here. So let's take a look. Mostly got a bunch of seeds going, for one. These are those Rebel Garden jalapenos I picked that I wasn't sure about. They actually turned out really nice. Other than one of them, they turned out really good. I didn't even think they were starting to ripen yet, so that's pretty nice. This is one of our many batches of the Gen 2 cayennes from the Nature's Edge from the home garden that did so well. There are the other ones drying, and then we actually have another full paper bag basically still out on the porch. I really need to take care of a lot of this indoor stuff now that things are cooling off. These are all the other cayenne, Nature's Edge. Those are Sustainable Sprouts. Serenacida are the big ones, and then just that one Rebel Garden. And we have a lot more of these again out on the porch. Bunch of seeds from my pepper taste test. Some nature's or some Sustainable Sprout habaneros that I made the mistake of putting them in this container, which for whatever reason was not a good idea, and I don't know if that contributed to what happened to them afterward, but they are just not looking good. The other Sustainable Sprout that are out on the porch I think there's just maybe a few. I think maybe I don't know how many there are, but there's at least one. It's still looking okay. We have our Nature's Edge ones over here. Some of them aren't looking great, but I think those problems were different. Although that's almost looking like it's drying nicely. I don't know. A banana pepper here. One of the last ones, maybe. Still very nice. None of these other peppers are getting those marks. I mentioned the Aleppo peppers. They get like black moldy spots on them. I wasn't sure if it's because I had them on here, but they are the only peppers that do that. And I think even ones I didn't have on here did that. These fish peppers are drying really nicely. Haven't been able to use them, so they're kind of just dry in here, but that's okay. This one, I'm not sure about that. I'm going to set that off to the side for now. These are all looking really nice. Drying really nice, as I said. So we'll be able to get some fish pepper powder. Have tons of cayenne powder for sure. That's not even half of the cayenne we have that will be hanging. All these should be hung already. All the ones in the bag should be hung too. Actually, some of those were still ripening. Let those go for a bit. Those are all ready to go. And this is a Sustainable Sprout jalapeno that's quite ready to be eaten. It was green whenever I picked it. It's fully red and getting a little saggy now. More seeds. All pepper seeds, of course. Have some these are some random basils. That's from my hydroponics basil. More seeds. But yeah, the hydroponics here, I don't know the last time I showed what's in here, so this could be relatively fresh. This is not. The cilantro's been here for a bit. So it's actually has some substantial seeds. I don't know if there's any that maybe fell out and I can gather, but I'll probably be just letting that happen. Probably won't take too long to get a few seeds, and I'll just take that whole thing out. Here's the other ghost pepper, which is looking fantastic, I would say. At least much better than the other one. I should pull it out soon because it's starting to flower. Can definitely stop that from happening because we don't need flowers on there yet. And probably baby this guy through the winter, through the early winter. Hopefully, again, like mid-winter or late-ish winter, we can get some actual peppers from it. Hopefully before then we'll have some ghost peppers. We do have, again, some hopefully ripening soon on our big bag one that we started indoors, actually, just not in the hydroponics. This banana pepper we recently started. It's because I finally had some banana pepper seeds of my own. Figured I'd throw it in here, see what would happen. It looks like I need to fertilize in here again, judging by what the banana pepper looks like. And then, of course, yeah, our basil here, which really needs topped again, really badly. So I'm going to be doing that right after I finish this. But yeah, coming up beautifully. This is the first basil I was really able to keep cutting back at the proper time, because I actually knew what I was doing, which is why it's so much bushier than all my other basils have ever been. There are these basils too, and these would have gotten there, these and the little ones, but they were planted, well, not really that they were planted so late in the year, but I kind of neglected them after that and just left them in here. So yeah, here they are. Kind of like the Thai basil, but I did finally put that in a black plastic pot so we can try to perennialize it. Here we got our little potted red basil, the last one we have. Just trying to see if I can maybe get some flowers, get some seeds from that guy. As many red basil seeds as I can get would be nice. But again, this might be able to be perennialized. We'll see. Yeah, that is it for in here. Let me cut the back of this basil. All right, well, it's night now. Got our crazy, you can't tell on the camera, you can tell by the light it's shining, but the lights themselves are actually the blue and the green and neon colors, and that's what's making everything crazy. Actually, not even, can't really even, oh, because there's another regular light on too. So can't even really tell. Say hi to the spooky lady. Anywho, we got all our plants in the garage that we wanted in there. These are, for the most part, the ones that will probably be overwintered early, be gone early. And we're just going to cover these for tonight in here. And that should be enough, maybe, hopefully. But again, the ones in the garage will be fine. Obviously, they'll be very warm. These, I think they'll be fine. The best gauge for that will be our basils here and over on this side, our multi-pot there. So yeah, I'm going to cover this up and then I'll give you a look at what we have going on in the garage. There's the rest. And it's everything. It's everything. Oh, actually, I guess I could take that oregano down too if I want. All right. I think that will work for the next 2 nights. It won't drop below 20 at least. 24, I think, is the lowest it'll get. So I think we'll be all right here. Luckily, we don't have the stuff actually resting on many of the plants right now, so that's kind of cool. That'll probably help. Most of them are on the brick itself. We do have a table here, or the wooden table, and then the wooden bench-like thing, longer thing. So a couple things are up, and then the bigger ones, you know, they'll have a better chance at remaining sort of warm. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. All of this stuff is going to have to come in as well. Don't want it to freeze or anything. Actually, would probably be okay out here. Be like it was in the fridge. All right, and here is the mess that we continue to add to. And of course over there, got our little peppers on here, on the table here, that we're gonna try to continue to grow. Our strawberry. These are all the super hots here, and also the round 2 hydroponics. There's the other 2 poblanos here. I did leave the hot banana out because I'm not as worried about it. Probably could have found a space for it in here, but wasn't that worried about it at all. So yeah, as you can see, these are all drying now after a nice washing. Doesn't look like it, but they were washed. Man, it's hard to get that dirt off. Yeah, rest of the super hots, the lavender, super hot, super hot, super hot. Those are the Naga Viper and the 7-pot Jonah. There's the ghost pepper. These are all the small bags back there. Also got the ahi limon branch that I'm hoping will maybe actually root in there. I felt a little bit of resistance when I tried pulling it out, so maybe we got something going there. But yeah, there's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 peppers sitting there all together. All the small bags, I should say, that I started at the same time. The fish pepper over here. Got our red basil now inside here. Got our actual ahi limon looking amazing here. Just look how gorgeous this plant is still. It really hasn't lost any leaves. Which is what I was hoping for. Hoping that it would be a little more suited to my climate. We'll see what the in-ground ones end up doing. Still got a nice, of course, got a nice pepper in there growing. Hopefully that will actually ripen. We'll have a truly ripe one of these. Got our Gen 2 cayenne here, Nature's Edge. Got our Gen 1 jalapeno, round 1 hydroponic. The first pepper. And then finally on the freezer here, most of these are going to move. They're just here for the night basically. And most of the stuff, again, on the porch is going to be cut back and then put into a different location and properly overwintered, where they won't need something covering them unless I really feel like I need, unless we get like a ridiculously cold night or something crazy happens. Anyway, got our Thai basil, which is actually kind of seems like it's coming along. I think maybe it's starting to take in there. Maybe we'll get it to grow a bit more early this winter before we end up just maybe cutting it back and letting it overwinter for a little bit. Got our 1 hydroponic ghost pepper. Not doing good at all here, but it's here. It's in the garage now, a little warmer. So that leaf isn't good, but these leaves are a little stronger. Then finally we have our single potted banana pepper and California Wonder Bell, and waiting for that guy to start ripening. Surprised he still hasn't, but again, it's been cold. Pepper itself is quite cold. Still feels good though. These guys too should be ripening anytime. Actually, the one on the outside, the doubled up banana pepper, I should have probably have picked it, but it's all right. Yeah, anyway, that is that. That is a lot of peppers. Of course, we knew this was going to happen going in. Next year might even be worse, who knows? Whenever things are a little more structured. Yeah, this fish pepper, I just love it so much. Anyway, yeah, that'll do it. This is the setup, at least temporary setup, for the coming couple frost nights, and it might change in between now and the end of that as we move some of the porch stuff into overwinter. And then also whenever it warms up a bit, we are able to then move this stuff back out, maybe onto the porch for a bit, during the day at least. I really don't want to keep them too cold, because then the peppers really won't do anything. So I think they should probably be kept above 60 at the very least. So it's not going to be too easy to accommodate that at this point in the year. So we'll just have to do what we can. Anywho, yeah, thanks for joining me here. Randy, Academia Christi. Peace.